Hello. She's gorgeous, Julie. She or he?
A boy.
Boy.
Sebastian.
Great name,
Like,
Sebastian.
Mom.
A little bit pampered, I suspect.
A little bit. Yes.
Okay. Themselves, if that's all right with you. And welcome to Creating a Bright Future for tonight. And I'm so excited to have so many of you join us all across Australia. And I can see some of my New Zealand friends online as well. Fantastic to have you. And it's November, one of the most exciting months of the year in our Nutrimetics calendar. And it is time to maximize the rest of this year. November and December are great months. They're big months. They're happy months. They are months where so many girls are interested in looking after themselves. So many girls want to look good for a party, whether that's a party on Zoom or a party out there live, or a party with 2 people or a party with 50 people. It's just such a great month of the year. It's wonderful. And I would love everyone to bring in the end of the year strong. And thank you for being here tonight, ready to listen to Mr. Adam Buchner. And I notice we have our gorgeous Kathy Duncan on now, and Kathy is our guest presenter for next month. So please put the first Thursday night in December in your diary for Kathy. So we are very privileged to have the newest Executive Sales Director in Australia and New Zealand, Adam. We are also privileged to have the youngest Executive Sales Director in the country. And for your Executive Sales Directors, your Presidential Directors and Presidential Ambassadors, our goal is to elevate more sales directors, more executive sales directors, and for you to set some goals for the rest of this year, but very importantly, set some goals for next year. So love you. I love this series that we're having, and I'd love to thank Adam for instigating it as well. And it gives so many of you an opportunity that perhaps don't get to hear some of the top people in Nutrimetics, but you have the chance online to get the wisdom, the learnings, the ideas and the passion from the most expert people in the business. Now, introducing Adam Buchner. As most of you know, I have known Adam all of his life. Adam is my youngest son, and very, very proud of this young man. Adam has earned 10 overseas trips with Nutrimetics during his career, from places like South Africa to America to going to Las Vegas, all sorts of places all around the world. And Adam has just really set his dreams and his goals so that he can create a bright future for himself. Some of the cars Adam's been able to drive are a Ford Focus Titanium. That was his very first car back when he was 19, 20. And then a Lexus. Then he had a bit of a break, and then he got presented with a Peugeot. Now, just so that some of you know, we also have a pre-loved program where you can choose to take a car that has been driven and is not brand new. So Adam,
if there's one available.
If there's one available. So Adam chose the pre-loved Peugeot when he was getting back into building his business again. And then he was presented with the BMW, and now his Mercedes that he has in our garage is absolutely amazing. It is the most beautiful car to drive, and everyone is invited to come for a drive. All you've got to do is come up and visit us here. Adam, in 2020, his turnover was $1 million, and that year himself and his consultants and managers sponsored 3,514 new consultants into the business. In 2021, so in the previous 12 months, Adam's turnover so far is $2.114 million. So he has pretty well doubled his business over the last 12, 13, 14 months, with 3,614 new consultants coming in the last 12 months. So let's hear from Adam Buchner, and love you to have that pen ready, and let's enjoy the next hour. Thank you so much for being a speaker on this program.
Thank
Adam,
you for having me,
over
Mum.
to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for coming on and joining us for Creating a Bright Future. I feel so blessed to be here tonight to, I guess, share a little bit about my story and why I'm so excited to create a bright future leading up to Christmas and over the next 12 months. And gosh, have we had some fabulous speakers. So if you have missed any of the previous months, please chat to your upline manager or director and see if you can get the recording to watch some incredible speakers. So yes, I've basically grew up with Nutrimetics in my blood. We make a joke that I have apricot blood because I have been using Nutri oil since birth. I had eczema when I was younger, and mum and dad used the apricot kernel oil, which is a fabulous product to use for so many skin conditions. And all through my teens, I had quite problem skin. So I had acne, I went on Roaccutane, and that cleared up a lot of my blemishes and breakouts, but I was left with quite a bit of scarring. So using products like our microdermabrasion, our peel treatments, I was able to then feel comfortable and confident in my own skin. And that really inspired me to want to help other people feel confident and feel comfortable in their own skin. And I guess that's where my journey with Nutrimetics started. So I always wanted to get into fashion or beauty. And when I finished school, I went straight to the snow and became a snowboard instructor. And I guess that's where my love for teaching and for coaching and for mentoring started. And then I started my journey with Nutrimetics at the age of 19, earned my first company car and my first overseas trip. And that really enjoyed my time in the business. And as things happen in life, you know, there's some roadblocks or there's some challenges that we go through. I decided to step away from the business for a little while and came back just over 3 years ago, which is really exciting. And I thought, well, I've done it once, I can do it again. I have some unfinished business here and some amazing goals to be able to kick. So I was down in Narooma, actually staying with my auntie for a few weeks, having some R&R there, doing yoga and having a beautiful holiday, and decided to get started with Nutrimetics. So was able to start again as a brand new consultant just over 3 years ago, which was super scary. Has anyone else had to start again? Yeah, I can see quite a few hands. Yeah, fabulous. I'm not the only one, so that's great. And the second time, I guess you know more, but it's still super scary to be able to start from the beginning. So getting bookings in the diary, starting to sponsor people and build the team up. And then I decided to move states, as you do, to somewhere where I knew no one except for one of Mum's managers, Debbie Constable. So I'm going to share with you how I was able to build an incredible business and talk about our amazing team of champions up here on the Sunshine Coast and all over Australia. But I'm going to go through 4 kind of topics or headings tonight. And this is something that I learned early on when I put a presentation together. So you can definitely steal this format. And it's the why, what, how, and what if. So why do we want to create a bright future? Why do you want to create a bright future? The next thing we'll go through is, what does it take to create that bright future for you? Then I'm going to give you some ideas on how to do it. So how I was able to build up my business in a state and a town where I didn't know anyone. And then we'll do a little bit of dreaming, I guess. And what if we are able to create that bright future for ourselves? So let's start with why. So I'd love you to just have a think about, why do you want to create a bright future? Is it for, that's our topic, that's our theme. We've heard from some incredible executive sales directors, presidential directors and presidential ambassadors on their story and how they were able to really make a difference and create this incredible legacy and change the lives of themselves, their families, and people that they've come in contact with. So what is it for you? Is it about lifestyle? Is it about lifestyle for you and your family? Who likes the finer things in life or would like to have more of them? Yes, we've got some hands up. Fabulous. Awesome. Who would like more income? Would anyone like more income? I think that's a question that no one's ever said no to, ever. Would like more income. If so, how much? How much would you like to earn? If you could achieve, or you could earn any amount per month, how much would you like to earn? And you can pop this in the chat box as well. How much? Would it be $10,000 a month? Would it be $20,000 a month? I know Mum's had for a long time a $50,000 check that she's been working towards per month to achieve that. Karima, $10,000 a month. Fabulous. Mina, $10,000 a month. I love that. And I have been doing Mum and I have been going to a performance coach recently to look at what are some things that we can do to upskill and to move forward. And we did an exercise last week where we had to create a vision board. And she got us to, her name's Donna, she's an incredible coach. And she got us to really imagine when we were kids, what did we want if we could achieve anything? If there were no limitations, what would we like to achieve? And that was a really cool exercise to I guess, fantasize about what you would want, where you would want to buy properties, what sort of income you'd like to be able to earn. Who would like to go on a holiday? Would anyone like to go on a holiday? Yes, I can see lots of hands. How many holidays would you like to go on? 100% holiday from Julie, yes. I'm very excited. I'm actually, after this Zoom, driving to Brisbane because I'm flying out tomorrow morning to go on a holiday. So I'm going on a holiday to Magnetic Island with Liz Testa, one of my beautiful friends and sales directors, for her 30th birthday. So absolutely love that. And how many holidays would you like to have per year? Natalie said lots. Just a few. UK, France, Italy. Love that, Vicky. As many as I choose. Love that. Heaps of holidays. Awesome. At least 4. Mina, that's a great start. I love that. I agree. 4 holidays. Sounds like an awesome plan. I want to live like I'm on a holiday. Love that. Love that. Why not? Why not have that as something to be able to work towards? Does anyone love sharing beauty? Like, I'm a bit obsessed with beauty. As I mentioned my story with having problem skin, not feeling comfortable or confident in my own skin. And through using our products and building my confidence, I now feel really comfortable and confident in my own skin. Does anyone else love helping people feel comfortable and confident in their own skin and looking their best? I just think that that is the most incredible thing. As we know, the beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar beauty industry in Australia. So it's not going anywhere. We can help so many people feel and look good, which is something that's really, really special. Is it to achieve some big, scary goals? Has anyone had a goal where it was so scary, or you would think about it so much that you couldn't sleep? Has anyone had that? We've had a goal, you've had something you've been working towards and you can't sleep and you're so excited and you have to talk to everyone about it. It's about having something that really gives you that fire in the belly. And usually the big scary goals are things that come with quite often a few challenges and a few obstacles along the way. Think about a time where you've achieved something that was so incredible. It might have been, having your first kid. It might be buying your first house. It might be moving states or starting a new job, overcoming a big challenge that you never thought you could, or you didn't know how you were going to get there. we all have those moments in life that we're really proud of, something that we've worked a lot towards. So it's about having that big and that scary goal. It might be about security and freedom. I know that I saw Kathy Goodluck here talking about security, and Chanel of freedom, Karima choices, definitely. The security to be able to, feel comfortable and to be able to do what you want to do, the choices and the freedom to be able to buy that new dress if you walk past it or you see it online and you just want to get it because, or that new handbag, or take the kids on a holiday. Definitely, I think creating a bright future really does give you that ability to have the security, have the freedom, and have the choices. Perhaps it's a sense of achievement. I think that's an incredible feeling when you're like, I did this. I worked damn hard and I got to my goal, or I achieved what I wanted to do. And I know our Nutrimetics international trip, which we'll be going to in Queenstown next year. And every time that I've had the opportunity to travel with so many incredible managers and directors from Australia and New Zealand, as soon as we get there and we see each other and we're coming into the foyer and we have the champagne, it's like this big celebration of what we've done, what we've accomplished over the last 12 months to be able to get to that point. It's the most incredible feeling, incredible feeling. Is it about stretching your comfort zone? I'm going to challenge you to fall in love with stretching your comfort zone. And a little mantra of mine is to do something outside my comfort zone every day. Because as we know, there's not a lot of growth that happens from the comfort zone. So quite often we do need to step out. We do need to put our little toe out there and be able to try new things and be able to fail and make mistakes. Gosh, I've made a few of those. And that's what propels us in the direction of moving forward. Is it about leaving a legacy? My business coach asked me, what sort of legacy do I want to leave? I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that one for a little while. What sort of legacy would you like to leave? What would you like to be remembered by? As someone that steps outside their comfort zone and goes for their goals and achieves great things, or someone that doesn't? Mary, I step outside my comfort zone every day. Fabulous. Love that. Awesome. Don't want to work for anyone else. Yeah, want to reboot my Nutrimetics business. Love this. Fabulous. So once you've got your why, once you know why you want to create a bright future, then it's about getting into it. So what does it take? What does it take? These are the nuts and bolts. And I think it starts with those big dreams. It's falling in love. Mum used the analogy today about when you, one of the incredible mentors that she had in Nutrimetics and one of the presidential ambassadors spoke about big dreams as like falling in love for the first time. And how did that feel? And the goosebumps or the excitement, just wanting to talk to that person all the time or see that person all the time. That's what a big dream is like. It's like falling in love. So what are you falling in love with at the moment? Is it moving your Nutrimetics business forward? Is it creating that bright future for yourself and for your family? Amazing. Creating a vision board. So I wanted to share with you one of my vision boards that I create here. I created on Canva. I love Canva because you can just drag the pictures in and then it formats everything really nicely for you, which is awesome. Or you can cut out the pictures and do it all that way as well. So everything that we do now in our business really sets us up for an amazing 2022. So here I have, it's a little bit windy here. We've got air conditioning on because it's hot. But here I have a picture of Queenstown. So Nutrimetics has a 5-star international trip to Queenstown next year that we can all be on, which is super exciting. So my goal every year is to achieve that incredible international trip. Another one of my goals is to build my fitness. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to do that pose in 2022, but it's on the vision board, the yoga pose. So we'll see how I go with that. But building my fitness so I can go on a 3-day hike in New Zealand. I'd love to extend my trip in New Zealand and go on a 3-day hike. I haven't done that in many years. So I'd love to be able to do that. My goal is to have 20 achievers in Queenstown because it's not as fun doing it on your own. And it's the most incredible feeling to be able to have your friends and your mentors and your tribe with you when you achieve that incredible trip to Queenstown. When I first started with Nutrimetics, I sponsored all my best friends. So I was able to, Danny, one of my best friends, we traveled to Dubai together on a Nutrimetics trip. Tiana and I traveled to Thailand together on a Nutrimetics trip, which was absolutely incredible. And Haley and Ali and Jessica, we all traveled to Barcelona and Ibiza together on a 5-star international trip with Nutrimetics. I mean, traveling the world with your friends 5-star is just the most exceptional experience. To have a $4 million year. So as Mum shared, we had our first $2 million year over the last 12 months. So a huge congratulations to all of our consultants, our group leaders, senior group leaders, executive sales leaders, managers, and Liz Tesser, our sales director. My gosh, such a team effort. And what's possible with many hands? As we know, many hands make light work. So I would love to double my business. Now I'm still working out my process on how to do that at the moment. So you might have things on your vision board and you're not quite sure how they're going to happen yet, but put them out there and vividly imagine them and passionately desire them. Something I know I'll need to do to continue to create a bright future and continue to step up and level up in my business and in my personal life is to develop my skills and develop my mindset. I'm so big on what we put in here will really determine where we go. Now, I do love to watch Netflix every now and then, but I've started to watch documentaries as well on Netflix, which has been great, and they're inspiring and they're encouraging, and I absolutely love that. So I'll talk more about some things that I'm doing and I suggest that you might want to do to move forward. And I would love to furnish my new home. So on my vision board for the past 12 years, I had buy my first house. And last month, I paid the deposit for a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom waterfront property in North Brisbane, which I'm so excited about, due for completion October next year. It still feels a little surreal. I went to visit the construction site last week, and there's 2 stories there. I sent a little video to the managers because I was so excited, had to share it with everyone. But yeah, it's so amazing. And now we've got to furnish it. So I really love the furniture. The furnishing is from King Furniture. So that means I'm going to have to double my business to be able to furnish my house. No, but that will be really exciting. And I've got some photos here because I wanted to show you as well. So this is the apartment block, which is pretty cool. Julie, can you see that okay? Awesome. Julie, can you see that okay? Yeah, fabulous. So this is it on the water here in Newport. My villa actually overlooks the pool. So that will be the pool, which I'll have my Nutrimetics laptop doing my emails down there, maybe in the morning with a coffee, putting that out there. This is my kitchen where I'll make my NutriShake and drink my super greens. And I wanted to share you as well. These are some photos from Croatia. So there's Julie and Danielle Daly. This is us on the beach with the sun set in Croatia. I mean, oh my gosh, what an incredible experience. And we can start to create these pictures now because I think for a while there, it was hard to visualize traveling again. It was hard to visualize traveling overseas or let alone, interstate. But things are starting to look brighter in that respect, especially with our seminar next year in Queenstown. This is not photoshopped and not filtered. It's just unbelievable. This was in Dubrovnik, just an incredible part of the city here, and the food and the wine and the people and the live music on the streets is just exceptional. This is one of the sunsets as well that we went to have a beautiful dinner on the water, and it was just like a dream. It was absolutely amazing. if anyone watches Game of Thrones, we were there, exactly where Game of Thrones was filmed. So such an awesome experience to be able to be there. But over the past 3 years for me, it didn't start necessarily with a bright future. So I went from having a beautiful Lexus with Nutrimetics to then stopping my Nutrimetics business. And I'm so blessed that Mum actually purchased me a 2002 X-Trail. So just over 3 years ago, Mum purchased this secondhand car for me for $2,000, and I couldn't afford to register it. And we didn't get any insurance. So Dad kindly paid for the registration for me. And I was done visiting my brother at the snow. So this was my car just over 3 years ago. Now in the driveway, I have a $120,000 Mercedes four-wheel drive. And this is a photo that's parked next to Dad's Tesla that he was speaking about from last month. And having a Mercedes four-wheel drive for me, it was something I always dreamed of as a kid. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if one day I could drive a Mercedes four-wheel drive? One day I could do that. And 3 years ago, I remember creating my vision board and thinking, oh my goodness, as if I'd be able to drive a Mercedes four-wheel drive in the next few years, maybe in the next 10 years or in the next 20 years. But it's incredible to see what happens with having a vision and with determination, perseverance, and overcoming all of those challenges. So I definitely recommend to create a vision board and share that with the family. Map out your calendar. Calendars are something that are so important to work from, I believe, because if you don't map out your day will just kind of happen. Does anyone have those days then they're not mapped out and you get to the end of the day and you go, oh, I had all these intentions of doing all these amazing things, but unfortunately they didn't come to fruition. And quite often that can be because the day isn't sort of mapped out or planned as much. So my cousin is an ultra marathon runner, and he sat down with Mum and I many years ago and spoke to us about time blocking. So working out our time throughout the day. So you wake up, you have your breakfast, that's allocated for. You might have half an hour to meditate or to exercise or to get the kids ready for school or whatever is happening, and then continue on with your day. So I really am a big believer in doing hour time blocks. So spending an hour on bookings. I had 3 1-hour booking time slots last week and was able to build up my bookings for November. So now I have 18 bookings into November rather than perhaps the 7 or 8 that I had prior to that. So do some bookings time blocks, do some sponsoring time blocks. So diarize an hour for sponsoring each week or twice a week or every day, depending on your circumstances and your time that you have to dedicate towards your Nutrimetics business. Once you've met, and that's important to share with the family as well, because whoever's in the household, it's important to talk to them a little bit about what you want to do with your calendar, what you want to do with your time blocking as well. And then it's all about attitude and mindset. So I remember when I first started at the time blocking, I was like, I'm going to do 5 hours worth of time blocking a day, 5 days a week. And my cousin Matt said, how about we just start with 1 hour a day? I said, no, I can do 5. And I couldn't. Starting a new habit does take a little bit of time. So even doing 1 hour a day of something that's really focused on moving you forward in your business. And as we know, booking, sponsoring, selling, and developing are the 4 things that will really move us forward. Having no excuses. When I moved to the Sunshine Coast just over 3 years ago, Mum moved up here first and I came and saw the beautiful place and then decided to move up about a month afterwards, 2 months, yeah, about 2 months afterwards. And whilst I was so excited and lived in such a beautiful part of the world, it was super scary. Like I didn't have any friends up here. I didn't have any contacts, and I wanted to start my manager's run. I wanted to start my manager's run with Nutrimetics, which was doing $10,000. So we booked an expo. It was a women's lifestyle expo on the Sunshine Coast. And from that expo, we met 180 people. So we had 180 leads to be able to work with from that expo, and that really set me up. So I didn't know anyone. I worked with the lead generation, and our team was able to do over $10,000 in our first month on the Sunshine Coast. But there were lots of reasons for me to have excuses. There was lots of fear. There was lots of uncertainty. There was lots of doubt. We hear of the FUD, the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt. And we've all got the fear. We've all got uncertainties, and we all have doubts. But I guess it's about not listening to them or not letting them dictate the path that you're on and the journey that you're moving towards creating that bright future. And we all have shit that comes up, right? Does everyone else have some stuff that comes up that was unexpected, and sometimes things go a little off course? Yeah, and that's okay as well, because if we know that's going to happen, we can expect it. You know, bring the shit on. Because we know how we're going to be able to deal with that. We know how we can move forward, and that's okay. And we've got some incredible managers and mentors, you know, directors, and the leadership team with Nutrimetics that can help us do that. I really recommend working in personal development or working in leadership. So some of my favorites are the 5 levels of leadership. I absolutely love that. I listen to it on Audible. I do read, but not as much as I drive. So I like to listen to audiobooks in the car, and I love the 5 levels of leadership by John C. Maxwell or Malcolm Gladwell. Who's it by? Maxwell. And that's an incredible book about kind of seeing where you're at. It's a bit of a reality check. I remember the first time I listened to it, and I thought I was a pretty good leader, and then realized I have a lot of work to do after listening to that book. So it's really incredible to teach you about giving some self-awareness of where you are in terms of leadership and how you can move up to the next level. I really recommend subscribing to Audible. You get a free book every month. I love it. I pay about $13.99 per month. I've recently listened to Leading in Tough Times, which I absolutely love. How to Make Friends and Influence People, like by Dale Carnegie. Like, my gosh, there's so many incredible books on there that you can listen to. If you love Netflix, I've mentioned, I think before, but I'm Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins on Netflix is a great documentary to be able to watch. It's absolutely awesome. You might need the tissues there because it definitely brings out some tears, but it's so inspirational. And when there's times or there's days or there's moments where I feel like I just have hit a bit of a roadblock, or I'm finding this challenging to move forward from here, or can I really reach my goals for the month or for the year, I watch that. And I realize afterwards that I totally can. So I recommend to have something to be able to do that. Yes, Talia, I'll definitely send you through my Audible list. Quite a few credits. Love that they give you credits too. Awesome. Having a coach. Maybe it's time for you to have a coach or have a bit of a mentor that you can work alongside with. So I've worked with some incredible people over the past 12 years. I had a coach, Francois Alazar, in Sydney that I learned so many things from. Lorna Brazier. I worked alongside Sandy McDonald and had some coaching appointments with her. And now I'm working alongside an incredible coach by the name of Donna. And I felt like it was the right time for me now to be able to move forward with a coach. So it might be now, or it might be in a year's time or 5 years' time for you to look at finding the right coach for you to be able to move forward to where you want to be. Because sometimes we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. It's great to have someone to be able to guide us with that too. But if it's about doubling your income with Nutrimetics, then quite often it's about doubling something else. So it might be doubling your skill set. I'm a big believer in the moment at upskilling, particularly because we work in the direct selling industry and we work in the beauty industry. And if we can have a little bit of a niche there in terms of doing a skincare masterclass with an expert, or going and having a professional facial done to know how they recommend products, or going into Mecca and Sephora and asking for recommendations and seeing what they would recommend. Or Mum and I are booking into the Huxley School of Makeup. It's on the Gold Coast, said to be the best makeup school in Australia. And we're doing a one-day bridal course just to upskill bridal makeup. I've done lots of courses, but I haven't upskilled my bridal makeup in many years. And I want to be able to move forward with that. So I can say, hey, I just learned this really cool thing. Or now I do this way, or now I apply my eyeshadow this way, or my eyeliner this way. So how can you double your skills, or how can you upskill? What's something that you can do? And your upline manager or director will be able to help you with that as well if you're not sure. I've got double your time. Now that's a challenging one to do. Double your time. How can we double our time? I think that comes down to delegating and employing resources. So maybe it is having someone come in one day a week. As soon as I could afford, I'm blessed, I live with Mum here, but as soon as I could afford to have a cleaner in here one day a week, we employed a cleaner. And I pay for the cleaner 2 weeks out of the month. And Mum, we've negotiated, Mum pays for the other 2 weeks out of the month. But we've decided to do that so that we don't have to spend Mondays before our beauty classes that we run each week cleaning the bathrooms and cleaning the kitchen and cleaning everything else. I can spend that time on the phone to girls, inviting them along to beauty class or seeing how they're going with if they received their beauty kit. So maybe it's about creating a little bit more time for yourself. I also have someone that does my tax, does my accounts for me, and I have a PA that comes into my office 2 days a week at the moment. And that allows me, but I didn't have that, at the start. It might have been 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week to send end of month text messages, or to be able to check up on status 3s or rewards tracking, even if you can do that. And when I first started with that as well, I would employ someone in my team and I would give them products to help them build their kit. So you could pay them in products. And you have the ability, if you're out there doing lots of workshops or selling lots of products, to be able to get products at product rebate prices. So that's a really good hourly rate for you to be able to have someone help you in your office. So what can you double? If you want to double your income, how can you find more time, or how can you up your skills to be able to move forward with that? So that was the what. Now moving on to how do we get started? The first thing that I did to get started with my Nutrimetics business both times was to book 10 workshops and to sponsor 10 people. And whenever I want to have a bit of an injection in my business to move it forward, I go back to the 10 and 10, booking 10 workshops, sponsoring 10 people. Now, when I lived in Sydney, that was easy because I had all my friends there and I asked them. It wasn't easy, but it was, I had the contacts. So I was able to ask them to have a workshop for me to get me started. When I moved to the Sunshine Coast, I didn't have 10 people to do that with in person, and I wasn't running online workshops at that time either. So I had to go out and I had to lead generate so that I had those 10 people to be able to ask and those 10 people to book in. So I would love to give you a challenge if you do want to really propel your business forward over November and December to set yourself up for 2022, is to get 10 bookings and 10 sponsors in the diary. I remember Mum always teaching that to have a really healthy diary and a business for life, it's great to have 50 bookings in the diary. So if you already have the 10, you might want to work towards the 50. Now they can be in person or online. I remember when March last year, I came back from Sydney for my birthday, and then I was actually on the Catalina, which was a boat up here with my friends for their birthday when COVID hit in Noosa. And it was actually that whole night, there had been quite a few people that had been on the boardwalk at Noosa and to all the restaurants, and everything sort of shut down. And we had over 80 bookings in our diary, in our team, for the rest of that month. And I sat down with Mum and said, how are we going to do this? So we switched off everything and we sat down and we put a plan together and said, how would we run our businesses if we were running it 100% online? If we started our business today and there was no way of going out and seeing people, how would we be able to work our business? And we came up with a format to be able to run online beauty workshops, which many of us here I know are doing today, and have maybe done for many years, from Facebook parties to Zooms. And we just got into it and started to do it. So I would love to encourage you as well. If there is a little bit of fear or uncertainty or doubt with online workshops, now's the time to go forward and to give them a go. They're so much fun. Caroline Agius, one of Mum's managers, was on our meeting today, and Caroline's been thinking about doing workshops, online beauty workshops, for a while, but decided at the end of last month that she would book them. And she loved them. She said she had 2 workshops. One was over $300 in sales with 6 orders, which she was really happy with. And the other was over $700 from just 2 workshops. What I love about virtual beauty workshops is you don't have to get your kit ready because it's all in front of you. I've just got, random things here ready to be able to jump on and do a workshop. You don't have to put shoes on. I don't have shoes on right now, so that's really awesome. You don't have to drive anywhere. It's actually so quick and convenient. And I don't think it's our be all and end all forever, but it's definitely a fabulous thing that we can do in our business. And I started doing facial workshops because I was quite comfortable with that. And also you can have Zoom filters. So you can just slightly put a filter on. So if you're not wearing any makeup, it doesn't matter because your face will be really beautiful and smooth regardless. So that's something to find out before you start doing Zoom workshops. But then I started doing makeup workshops and I was like, oh gosh. So I started doing them on Mum, but then Mum was over it. And she's like, I do not want my face to be used for another Zoom workshop or makeup. So I thought, well, I'm the only other person here, so I'm going to have to start doing them on myself. Now, I'd never applied eyeliner, even though I'm a makeup artist and I've been working in the beauty industry, I've never applied eyeliner to myself like ever. So it was the most challenging thing ever. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do people do this on themselves? I can do it with someone else with my eyes closed, but really quite hurts. So I had to learn how to do a full makeup on myself. And I remember doing a Zoom one day and I thought it was just a basic makeup. So I'd do foundation, a little bit of powder, blush, lashes, bit of eyes, some lips. And the girls got on and she said, oh, we would love to learn how to do a professional dance makeup. So we're all of the girls and all the daughters are into dancing full time. So we want to do lashes, liquid liner, and red lips. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, so I guess that's happening on my face. Did you think that there was some fear, there was some uncertainty, and there was some doubt? Definitely. I've got some screenshots from some of those Zooms, and I think I would get off and go, oh my gosh, Mum, what did I just do on Zoom? But, it moved us forward. The girls had fun. I had fun. I became more comfortable with making mistakes and, getting mascara. If you get mascara somewhere it's not supposed to go, you just show everyone how to remove it. That's the best thing about making mistakes on Zoom, and it's natural and it's you. So once you've got those bookings in the diary, little segue, you can tell I love virtual beauty workshops. So once you've got the bookings and the sponsors in your diary, it's about then creating the income. I believe for you to be able to look someone in the eye, whether that be in person or online, and say, you can make a really great income from this, you have to be able to be making a great income from Nutrimetics as well. So I'm a firm believer in selling $4,000 a month personally, because that's $1,800 in income. That's $450 per week for perhaps going out once or twice or doing 1 or 2 Zooms per week, collecting some extra orders and servicing your customers. And if you can do that, then you can say to someone else, you can say, hey, Mimi, did you want some extra money? I've been doing this great Nutrimetics, working in the beauty industry, working alongside Nutrimetics, and I just do 2 of these online virtual workshops per week, and I'm making an extra $450. Can I show you what I'm doing? I think Mimi's saying yes. Awesome. So I really recommend selling your $4,000, and it might not happen your first month or your second month. However, November is a great time to make some great things happen. Awesome. Then we have lead generation. So what can you do to generate leads? Now we have the ability to generate leads in person with markets, with expos, with shop knocking. I went with one of our incredible managers in the team, Louise. She lives an hour from me. And yesterday I went to Gympie and we went into the shops and handed out Nutrimetics brochures. Hey, have you seen the latest Nutrimetics brochure? I'd love to leave one with you. Everyone loved it. They were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. They started to look through all of the brochures. That's something that you're able to do. or you can lead generate online. I see quite a few other companies posting on local community boards, just letting them know that, that they have the opportunity to be able to shop from their website, or to be able to shop from them. Promoting on Facebook. Facebook stories are so great. You could do a photo of you with the super greens and say, have you used super greens? And then do yes or no for the polls there. And if you're not sure how to do that, it's so easy. You just jump onto Google and say how to create a Facebook story. You could do a photo with the new bath fizzes. Do this and say, who do you know that would like this for Christmas? I'll take one, I'll take two. So there's some incredible things that we can do each day to generate leads with our community. Something else that I'm a big believer in as well is really stretching or increasing your network of people that you know. So what I first started to do when I joined Nutrimetics is every time I met someone, I would add them to Facebook. And Facebook for me became my hub of people that I knew, that I met. And I started with 800, and then that moved to 2,000, then that moved to 3,000, 4,000, and now I have around 5,000 connections on Facebook. And most of those people I've met. They've either joined as a VIP or they're a customer. So if you can somehow increase your network of people, you have a broader spectrum of being able to get in touch with people, for them to be able to see your stories and everything else that you do. Compliment everyone. Peggy Lombardi taught me this so well. Peggy is incredible at these such beautiful, genuine compliments. And I think quite often we think things, we compliment people up here, but we don't often as much say it out loud. So if you see someone wearing a fabulous lip color, tell them. If you see someone that's wearing an awesome pair of shoes, tell them. If you get great customer service, let them know that they're awesome. I want to say thank you so much for your customer service today. Like, you're amazing. I'd love to give you a $10 voucher to shop from me, or I'd love to be able to offer you a facial if you have the ability to do that, or I'd love to be able to give you a brochure just because you're awesome. So here's a brochure from me to you. So something that we can do, and I know a few people have said in the chat, is we can compliment people, and compliments are free, but can be priceless to someone. Thank you, Mel. 100%. So you might want to do a 30-day challenge of complimenting someone. And when you start to do it daily, it becomes so natural, and it just happens all the time. It puts a smile on other people's faces. So that might extend to, who do you know that would be really great at doing this? And could you compliment them and let them know? I was speaking to a customer the other day. So she came to a makeup masterclass that I ran. Then she had her own private makeup masterclass at her home, and she joined as a VIP member. And she asked me, oh, what were your sales from the workshop that we did? And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. So I told her what they were. And I said, it was just so wonderful. You've got such a beautiful group of friends. I really think you would be awesome at this. So I know you're working full-time as a nurse at the moment, but if anything changes and you're wanting to earn some extra money, I would love to work with you. Like, you are just so passionate about, she was passionate about entertaining and had such beautiful friends and had this charisma. She would be incredible in this business. So think about who you could let them know that they would be an incredible person that you'd love to work alongside with in your business. And I know that's something I'm going to do a lot more of as well. Something else in the how is we've spoken a little bit about level up. So leveling up your skills. Perhaps it's leveling up the way that you dress, or, what you wear. And it doesn't have to be expensive to be able to. I got this jacket on sale for $40. I'm very happy. It was down from $220. Black Friday. Do some extra Christmas workshops now so that we can have some, or if you've got anything in the cupboard that you got for free from Nutrimetics, sell it before Black Friday. So you can buy some incredible clothes for Black Friday. It is the most amazing time of the year to be able to pick up some incredible specials. But definitely I'm a big believer in leveling up. Find some more superstars. So Dad spoke about last month about finding people that are better than you. And I just wanted to do an incredible shout out to our amazing team. Many of who are on tonight, and you continue to inspire me every day with your ideas and your passion. And I just love learning from each of you. So I can see Karima, I can see Mel there. Really appreciate you both. And let's find some more superstars because I'm so blessed to work alongside each of you. So thank you. Something else when I was putting my presentation together was about a weekly training. So we run a weekly training here, and sometimes it's Mum and I online with no one else coming. And sometimes we have guests that come along, but we decided to run a weekly beauty class, rain, hail, or shine, COVID, no COVID. We've just decided to run a weekly beauty class, and you can do that on a Facebook group. So you might do that in combination with your manager if you want to, or they might be running one, or if not, you might start a little weekly spotlight where you talk about your top 5 favorite products for the week, or you do a week on makeup and a week on skincare. But having that weekly beauty class really, and we do it on a Monday as well. I love Mondays for that. It really sets up your week, because if you've got people coming along, that's exciting, or they're watching online, that's great. You're training others. You're really getting yourself prepared, and you know what's happening, what's on special, what the latest promotions are, so you can share all of those with them. And if no one's jumping on, it gives you a reason to dress up, put on your makeup, and smile in front of the camera. So it's some great practice. I feel it's so normal jumping in front of a camera now, because it's what we do a few times a day. And it's what everyone does. I mean, if you're been buying a house over the past 18 months, I was able to watch, my brother just sold his house, was able to watch his auction online. So people are doing inspections online. You can call and have a phone doctor's appointment. Everything that we do has an option to be able to be online. So it's great to be able to be part of that and have that presence. So that leaves me with what if? What if we are able to achieve everything that we set out to? What if we are able to create that bright future for ourselves, for our family members, and leave that legacy? How will it feel? I'd love you to write in the chat box, how will that feel? You might close down the eyes, take a bit of a deep breath in, and just anchor in that moment. How will that feel when you achieve what you thought was, a huge challenge, something on your vision board, everything on your vision board? Feel awesome. Yes. Amazing. Love it. Unbelievable. Fabulous. Fulfilling. Yes. Fabulous. Exhilarating. Love it. Awesome. So what's stopping you? Have a little think about that. What's stopping you? And if it's the fear, the uncertainty, or the doubt, we know that we've all got that there. Yeah, could be, there's usually fear of success, or fear of failure, or fear of what other people will think. Mary said nothing. Love it, Mary. Awesome. So I want you to think about that. It's about overcoming your doubts. Moving forward and creating a bright future is about overcoming all of those. And I wanted to give the example as well, because this is why goals are big goals are really important. If we have a little goal, so say our little goal is this stunningly beautiful beauty eye play palette from Nutrimetics. So we have a little goal, and then we have a challenge, a big challenge. It's a big Christmas brochure, and it's a challenge, and it's coming. Big challenge comes up, and we've got a little goal. We can no longer see our goal because the challenge was too big. But what if we've got a big vision board? What if we've got some big goals, some big dreams, some big aspirations, some things that keep us up at night and wake us up early in the morning? And then we've got a challenge that comes along. Gosh, we can have a few challenges that come along. It doesn't matter, because we can still see our goal. We can still see our vision. We can still move forward towards that. What if you achieve Queenstown 2022 or a seminar in 2023, wherever that may be? What if you're sitting in a brand new BMW four-wheel drive or a Mercedes four-wheel drive or a Tesla. I keep seeing Teslas on the road everywhere, and I'm not sure if it's a sign that I need to put it on my vision board. I think Julie's agreeing. So what is it for you? Is it about setting up your 2022? Your upline manager, your directors, and the leadership team with Nutrimetics are 100% here to support you. And I thank you so much for joining us on this Zoom tonight. I really appreciate each of you. So thanks for jumping on. And dream big.
Adam, that was so amazing. Thank you. We will give him a big clap. Thanks so much, Adam, for sharing with everyone and sharing your passion and your ideas and some of the things that you are doing. Love all the comments as well. I would love to just summarize a little of what you went through. I took so many pages, so I better cut the summary down a little bit. But it started off with why create a bright future. Would you like more income? How much? Would you like a better lifestyle? When we ask so many people what they would like from Nutrimetics, a car, a trip, a little bit of extra money, it usually is all of it. It's the package, it's the lifestyle. And I believe that by sharing that with everyone, you will be able to find the hot buttons for different people. And that's what you do, Adam. Live like you're on holidays. Is that what you want? Adam definitely likes that one. And Adam loves beauty and is obsessed with beauty. I believe that he loves skincare as much as he loves makeup. He loves makeup as much as he loves skincare. But find your fit. Find what it is that really inspires you to help other people and help them feel good and feel confident. Think of a big goal. Dream big, big goals. The person that started Nutrimetics was affectionately called Nobby. Nobby has passed away, but Nobby used to say, dream big goals, because little dreams do not have the power to inspire and motivate others. Big dreams have the power. Security and freedom is a great why. Create a bright future. Security, financial security, job security, retirement security, whatever it might be. Stretch your comfort zone. Growth does not come from the comfort zone. Get out of your own way. And what does it take? What are you falling in love with at the moment? So it takes a vision board and knowing what it is you really want. I know so many people have all their goals right on their bedroom wall or right in the bathroom, and they look at them every single day. Set yourself up for an amazing 2022. So no good about doing that in 12 months' time. Time to do that now. The time to start the job is now. Every year, Adam wants to achieve his international trip, but not just achieve it, take some of his managers with him as well. And he sponsored all of his best friends. Practice on your best friends.
Everyone.
Yeah, they don't all stay, Adam. Half of them disappear, or they might rejoin again. Who knows? But just practice on all your friends. Have a $4 million year. Wow, that is a big, scary goal.
Definitely.
Double your business. Vividly imagine and passionately desire your dreams. And vividly imagine, it's the vision board and it's the pictures and putting it on your computer that get you to imagine it all the time.
And test driving the new car.
Yeah, taking a Hyundai i30 for a test drive.
Yeah.
Catherine Jackson shared today, she just received her 8th new car with Nutrimetics, and she realizes the new one, she doesn't have to take the parking brake off anymore. You just put it into drive and off you go, and it automatically does that. So I love it. Furnish your new home. What is it for you? Adam went from an old Nissan X-Trail, and he forgot to tell you that it actually died before he even got his Nutrimetics car.
I did, and then I was carless.
You were carless. You were.
I think my new car was coming.
I think you were stealing my car a bit.
I was.
So if you have to steal your mum's car, your dad's car, your brother's car, whatever it takes, map out your day. His cousin, Matthew Cooper, ultramarathon runner, now ultramarathon coach, explained how to map out your time and map out your year, and taught us both time blocking and that you concentrate for that 1 hour on that one job. Time block. I'm going to challenge all of you. Do a power hour time block on bookings. 1 hour this week, 1 hour next week, 1 hour the week after, 1 hour the week after, and you will have set up 2022. Time blocking, time to do it, plus have the positive attitude and a great mindset. But you can have a realistic attitude as well. Study the great leaders, study the great leadership books.
Something you can do with your time blocking as well is do it on Zoom with a friend. So the 3 hours of time blocking that I didn't do them by myself.
No, you had Debbie come around one time.
Yeah, and then I did the other 2 on Zoom.
Yes.
So you're muted, you're both muted, but you can see each other on the phone, so no one can run away.
Yeah. So Chanel is asking, what do you do in bookings? Is this skincare or makeup consulting?
Yeah, definitely. Well, my favorite one at the moment is a Christmas style and trend. So I do a mini facial on myself with the platinum range, and then I do a mini makeup on myself with the 147 flawless air with the Christmas things brochures. So I just do a mini facial, mini makeup, and then I talk about some of my favorite Christmas products in the Christmas collection. I think that's one of the easiest and one of the best things to be able to do is the Christmas style and trend.
You make your own treatment menu and have 6 treatments on that treatment menu. I actually just use the Nutrimetics catalog. And what I do, Chanel, is I just talk about skincare on the go, glow and hydrate, color on the go, vitamin C boost, color me flawless, and Christmas workshops. And rebook your hostess, Do not leave a workshop without rebooking your hostess. Very good. So you showed us some photos. It was very super scary to move interstate 3 years ago and to come to a brand new state in a brand new area, not knowing anyone, Adam, but you overcame that fear, uncertainty, and doubt, started your run and got your pre-loved Peugeot. Choose not to listen to people who have, or choose not to listen to your own fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I would say choose not to listen to others who say, oh, but how do you know you can do that? Or there's so much that can go wrong, or what are you going to do that for? Go out and get a real job. How many people told me that in my life? Well, I got news for them. I've got a real job. Okay. Bring on the shit. We all have it. Love that one, Adam. And you recommend working on the 5 levels of leadership, and you do love John Maxwell, and we both love Malcolm Gladwell and so many of the others. Subscribe to Audible. Have a goal, double your income, double your skill set. I love that. How do you create a bright future? Book 10, sponsor 10. And I just have to show everyone your little VIP little flyer. And perhaps you could share that on the page for everyone too.
Yeah, definitely.
And we take this to every workshop. And if somebody is interested in receiving 20% discount on all orders over $55, less the GST, invitation to makeup and beauty events, a VIP Facebook group, everything that Nutrimetics offers, Christmas launches, color launches. Wait till you see all the new things that are going to be released for next year. So that is so
able
exciting.
to put it into the chat box. I'm not sure if that works, but it's in the chat box.
All right, we'll try it. Okay. make a great income yourself, sell your 4,000. Now, you might not sell your 4,000 in your first month, your second month, your third month, your fourth month, but the whole secret to this business is keep going till you reach the goal and don't stop.
Yes.
And while you did earn your first car in that first 12 months, you certainly didn't grow as fast as you wanted to or thought you would. You didn't achieve half, a quarter, a tenth of the goals that you set yourself, but you stayed doing it, Adam. And then that momentum was created and it took off. And it took off by having great numbers of people join. And I wanted to throw out, Adam did give quite a few people a challenge to sponsor 5 in 5 days. And I know you've been doing that challenge. I want to give out a challenge to everyone here. One is to watch Kathy Duncan next month. And the second one is to sponsor 5 in 5 days. So we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Let your upline executive sales manager know that you've done that challenge and they can give you a reward. Now, the reward might be a box of chocolates. It might be 1 chocolate. It might be a new brush for your kit. It might be a cover-up concealer, whatever. But just do it for you. If you haven't got an upline that does challenges, do it for yourself and challenge yourself and go out and reward yourself with a coffee or whatever it is you want. But I want to give you that challenge. I also want to give you a challenge to watch Linda Conestabbo next Tuesday night teach out sponsoring and activation. And Linda is passionate about sponsoring and activation, trained by one of the best in the business, our friend Sandy McDonald, who you also had as a coach. And my guess is that Linda will put on a special promo for those that watch the meeting. So I recommend you do that. And I recommend that Tuesday week, you watch the Center Stage event, and that will have some new things for December and a new challenge as well. So lots coming up. I want you to challenge you to set yourself up for 2022. I want you to challenge yourself, if you're not a manager, which year do you want to become a manager with Nutrimetics? I don't care if it's 2021, 2022, 2023, 2025, but set yourself the challenge. So sponsor 5 in 5 days, set yourself a challenge, be here to watch Kathy Duncan. And Kathy, if you are able to unmute yourself for a moment, would you like to say hello to everyone for me?
Hello, Louise. Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly, Kathy.
Hello.
Very sparkly and purple tonight.
Paris.
I'm
dreaming
Paris.
about travel.
I've got bad news for you, Kathy.
Yeah, I know.
Queenstown.
One can only dream,
Hi,
right?
Terry. Yes, you're traveling overseas next year. No, you're coming to Queenstown. We're coming to see you.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Are
so
you
looking forward to speaking next month. Yes, I really appreciate the invite to speak. Yeah.
We appreciate you having you on. And I would like to throw it out to everyone on the chat. Would you like us to do these classes once a month, the first Thursday of every month next year for 2022 as well? So I need at least 40 people that say they want it to allocate my time for that. So have fun, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks for
Make
joining,
November
everyone.
great.
Thanks,
Thank
Kathy.
you very much, Adam. Look forward to you, Kathy. See you, darling.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.